that the little practice area, or is that the painting? Ryan's bold.
You're on mute, Ryan.
Can't hear you, Ryan.
Sorry. Let's see. Where am I? I'm right. Oh, here we are. Yeah, so I just want to confess to everybody, I used the projector. But that being said, I didn't try to like amputate anybody's feet or flowers, you know, like Lindy. But anyways, yeah.
Throw me under the bus, huh, Ryan?
No, so here's, let's see, here's my.
Holy.
All right, that's kind of cool.
So that's what I got so far. So I missed last week,
Nice.
but I have no idea where everybody's at, but I thought I tried to catch up a little bit.
Nice.
All right, Ryan. So you're doing very kind of an alla prima feel already, huh?
Yeah. So I just did acrylic, you know, just to kind of get the basic outline of things. And then I'll kind of, I guess, go from there. I don't know. I gotta have Ed help me out. What do I do now, Ed?
Well, you're gonna find out. Let's just let you watch for a while.
Okay,
and
sounds
we'll,
good.
and you'll see how I'm recommending this approach, a certain approach for everybody. All right. So it's looking nice though. Nice start. The important thing is drawing, and you got some color statements. My only little concern is you're gonna have the color statements in the right relationship of values. You know, it's kind of hard to tell if you're on or off right now, because right now it appears that you did kind of an underpainting, but not that complete of an underpainting at all. But Sargent didn't either, so don't feel bad. But I'm just saying that this is a safe way for people to know where they're putting their color values. I like that term, color values, because it's like if it's one word, because color has to be in the right value relationship in a certain spot. So anyways, we'll talk about that later. All right, so Emerald has a comment before we get started. If anyone did not see the video email link in their inbox, please send me an email at SALDG.
I spelled my email wrong. I'll just
Okay, redo your email, your
Okay.
chat.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That is
Okay, first of all, I hope everyone had a nice weekend, and it's exciting, right, to have another day in our Sargent Workshop. Okay, I guess what we're going to do as an overview is check everybody's underpainting and drawing and see how it's looking. And then afterwards we get started. I want to show you, before we do that, I was working with Karen in my painting class, and it was very helpful because she did a color chart that it was kind of specific. Hi, Tara. And hi, Rachel. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Becky. Jenny.
Hi.
Gary. Hi, Juliana. Hi,
Good
Julie.
morning.
Anyways, so Karen did a very nice color chart that I thought would be useful to talk about for a few minutes. Some of the colors that we may be using in this painting. All right, so as an overview, we're going to do that. Look at everybody's painting who wants to show it, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Okay, let's start with Karen. Karen, I'm going to spotlight you. Beautiful looking underpainting. Wow, it looks really, really good. That's really all you need. That's really all you need for the underpainting. It's very.
And I did what you said, Ed, when you kind of mentioned after we were talking about that underpainting to do a little block, a little 8x10, like trial.
Right. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
And I thought, yeah, to throw some color in to see if, you know, like I would be able, because I'm so scared to throw color on this now. So, so I tried it with the burnt umber, the sap green, and then I did a little of the ultramarine, but I didn't like it. So then I brightened it up with the cerulean, and the cerulean and the white and the ultramarine kind of made those leaves that are in this quadrant up here pop. And then once I got comfortable with that, and this was done in two, because I had to do the base and then I let everything dry, and I did a base dark on the leaves. And then I came back and then I lightened it up with the cerulean. And then I came into the flowers. And once I had those colors with that little alizarin crimson you were talking about, Ed, about that little bit of pink that was going to be in those grasses, then I had the grays, because the alizarin crimson and the viridian and sap green made a gray. And then I had the shadows of the flowers. They were all there. All the colors were there.
Nice. Beautiful.
So that was really great. And then I did a corner, this corner here. I just started that last night. Kind of just the start on how I wanted to start the grass, and I'm still like lost in grassland, but at least I have this beginning started. I feel more confident this morning to put some color in.
Awesome. Let me show the friends what we did in our painting class. Let me see. Hold on. I thought this was kind of cool, even though it's digital, but it's definitely the same principles. Can everybody see this?
Mhm.
Yeah? Okay. So this is the painting above. And Janelle had done a color chart of viridian, right? And Karen, could you tell us what are the colors across? I know it's the
Yeah,
main
it
color
was
viridian.
it was the viridian, and then it was ultramarine blue and viridian, and then it was the alizarin crimson and quinacridone, cadmium red, and then I believe it was burnt sienna and then yellow ochre.
All those mixed with viridian, right?
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, what I did is that I sampled a couple of these digitally. And so basically we start with like a darker color as a base, and then, like, let's say the grass area. And then maybe that could be sap green, maybe a little bit of more of a warmer tone. So with maybe a touch of either alizarin crimson or burnt sienna and sap green as your darker tones. And then you can go with more viridian with a bluish color and white for the little accents up here, those cool blades of grass. And then you'll see warm ones, so you can add more alizarin crimson, yellow ochre. There may be some pinkish colors with white to get these. And so that was a nice study. Yeah, you can practice these general colors. All right, let's move on. You're definitely in good shape. Okay, so let's move on. Ryan, we took a look at yours. But you know what? Let me just make a comment on Ryan. Like, Ryan's probably probably end up looking really nice. However, did you notice, Ryan, how Karen's little study had the advantage of allowing the light to show through with a darker base? Like, that flower was rendered, you know? So when you go on a white background, you can't really do that. At least, I mean, you will eventually maybe, but it's not as convincing to the student what's going to be how it's going to be turning out. Whereas if you have a toned background, like I was recommending a grayish tone with that acrylic, and then you start putting those browns, and then you put that light that's going to pop, and you say, oh, this is property of light, the flower. Now let's just shift the colors a little bit. So that's why I like that approach. But your approach will work good. I've seen plenty of painters who do work on a very light background and start putting dabs of color, Monet style, and it turns out good. So we have faith in what you're going to do. You're a brave student, though, because you're in student stage, and yet you're being bold. It's all right. Maybe you'll be rewarded because of your boldness. Okay, let's go with Rachel. Spotlight Rachel. Hold on.
Let me just grab it. I am not in a good spot right now because I was just waiting for my husband to wake up, so I'm in the basement. But
oh, that's a nice underpainting. Did you start with that grayish tone that we recommended?
I did. There's light behind me right now. Here, let me do it this way. This is better. Sorry, it's early here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that better?
Yeah, it looks good. It's a little blurry, but I get.
So I had, remember, I had accidentally, well, not accidentally, I had drawn my picture first, so I had to put the gray over the top after. So, sorry, it's really not great.
It's very nice.
So my gray was blotchy.
You what?
My gray, because I had already drawn the picture by the time I learned that I was supposed to do a gray undertone. So I had to do you had helped me do a workaround to put the gray on. So my gray was very blotchy. But I do have gray.
Is that oil paint gray, or is this the same gray, the golden acrylic N6?
It was the acrylic.
Okay, so that gray is where you see the light?
Yeah.
Okay, and yet it looks gray because it's surrounded by the brownish tones.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is terrible lighting. I thought it was going to be better.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. Take a picture of it and send it to me, okay?
Okay,
But it's looking really good. The drawing looks very nice, and yeah, you got some very beautiful details there.
Okay, I will send that. And I don't think I'm really done. Like, I didn't think I was done with the brown. I have to do, I think a lot more darks in here, but.
It's up to you. I mean, I put a few darker accents, but not too much. I mean, maybe you can spend another 30 minutes on just hitting some of the darker accents. Where you see it dark, it doesn't have to be the perfect value everywhere, but if you see some dark accents, go ahead and put them in. That will remind you that this is a dark area, that's a dark area, you know. Get the feel from some of the strokes of the grass, the direction of the strokes and things like that. Hit a few accents, and then we can take it from there. But the goal is this. I mean, it is kind of light and kind of pale in certain areas, but you can start today if you want in color in certain areas because there's enough there. Like in the areas near the children's head, especially the one in the middle, you can start, exploring some of that with us today if you want to.
Okay.
If you want to.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, looking good.
Thank you.
And what's making it nice is a very nice drawing already. So that's very nice. So right now you got a very good drawing, and the values aren't all there, but not bad, not bad. Considering Sargent probably never did an underpainting, so it's okay. Okay, let's go with Dara now. Hold on, Dara. Okay, Dara, very good. Okay, sounds good. Looks good. The little girl in the middle is looking good. Is that your little girl's that you put in there, right? We can't hear you, Dara. Open up your mic. Open up your mic. We can't hear you.
That's my granddaughter's.
Oh, beautiful. That one in the middle is looking great.
Thank you.
And the one on the other one, let me take a look at
She's
that.
still a little rough. I'm working on her.
But you went off the Photoshop file that we worked on, right? On the Clip Studio file. Okay. Yeah, make sure, I'm gonna really emphasize this, Dara. Make sure you have a good drawing. Okay?
Yeah.
Make sure everything looks great on that head. It looks good on the first one. The other one I'm not as convinced.
Yeah, this one's not as good.
Yeah, especially the eyes and the neck area and all that. Get a good head structure, and then we show it to me later. But everything else looks like it's being laid out pretty nice. Go a little bit deeper in values in certain areas too, probably.
Okay.
In the background tones, but it's looking wonderful. Okay, keep it up. All right. So Cindy. Okay, Cindy, what you got to show us?
I Whoopsie. Okay. I'm not finished. I've got my drawing done. I can bring it closer. Hang on.
So nice how you have it 1-to-1 ratio there. That's great.
Yeah, it's very handy.
Oh, that's awesome. It takes a lot of the guesswork out when you can do something like that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I can move this a little.
You could tilt the camera up a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, you got a nice drawing, and you're working on the underpainting at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep, I guess for the rest of today, keep doing that top left corner approach everywhere.
Yeah. All this. Okay.
Keep working that, just doing that you're doing fine there. Just keep going. Be
Okay.
careful with that little girl's leg. It looks like it might be a little off in the shin area, you know, of her leg, the front
Here?
part. That
Yeah.
looks, it's not bending. In other words, it's not the way.
It's not straight.
It's like curving forward like a convex curve.
Yeah. Okay.
So be careful with that area right there.
Last night I realized I did the whole thing and started the underpainting and there was no leg. I forgot the leg. So I'd already sprayed it and everything. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna quickly do some strokes in there. So that's why it's like it is. It had no attention whatsoever. But I'll fix that and
Yeah, look at the grid carefully on your reference and make sure that you got that big angle there.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Sounds good. Excuse me a second. I got to take a call. Let's continue. All right. So good job, Cindy. Let's go with Lindy now.
Okay, so I'm really afraid of what you're going to say, but so I'm just doing the drawing still. I should be finished with the flowers in a few minutes.
I love how you got the color chart above already. You're ready. You're mentally planning this whole thing out.
I actually stopped last week and worked on that because I felt like I really need the Viridian charts done for this painting. Ooh, that looks pretty blurry, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, okay, so I am, you know, on Jeremiah, I got the opportunity to see how helpful monochrome underpainting is. And
Right.
I wholeheartly believe that's the best way to go. But because I'm learning, I want to experience different methods. And I may fall flat on my face, but I am going to try to just go straight to color once my drawing is complete. And I would like your direction on that, even though I know it's not your preferred way. Sorry. There's one girl. There's the other girl.
They look good. They look good. The drawing looks very nice. Well, in that case, Lindy, all I would say is, let me just say what I was doing is it was kind of a transitioning out, even though it is my preferred way, but I was transitioning out into still an underpainting, but I was wanting people to try what we didn't try last time, which was the gray base.
Okay, I did that.
You got that. And then a minimal underpaint. An underpainting that's not as complete. So I was hoping to kind of like lighten up on the underpaint, but still have something there. But if you still want to skip that step, then I would say that really study. I don't know if you want to write this down, but really study go to. And I think we all got to study this anyways, regardless of we're done underpainting or not. I want to show you all this. This is called the imprimatura stage of an oil painting. And it's basically when you lay in the first statements of color, but kind of thinly. And let me see if I can show that here. Like
Imprimatura.
Imprimatura, yeah. So here's an example of that. So could you all see it?
Yep.
So here is a painting that has color statements, but they're on the thin side, you know. Is there white in certain areas? Yeah, there might be even. So it might just, but it's a thinner application. So here it seems like a grayish, a little bit of a white mix has been put into this area here. This doesn't look like it has too much white. This seems to have some white in it. So it's the actual colors you're going to be laying in, but kind of thinly. And you can see that here he's now going into full rendering mode, you know, with the opacity levels and the actual darks. And you can see how thin it is because there's a little bit of line work right there. The other artist I want to talk about is J.W.
And what artist was that, Ed?
Bouguereau.
Bouguereau.
William Bouguereau. J.W. Easy to remember, J.W., right? Waterhouse. House paintings. This guy was a 19th century painter. Could you all see the screen? And here's quite a few of his unfinished works. So you can see like the early stages of a painting. Where is that at? I guess maybe I should put unfinished paintings. Yeah, here's good. Look at this, Lindy. Nice collection to study. So here you can see how it's being roughed in. You see? And it does have opaque in areas, like you can see the actual you know, opaque paint right here. And then there's thin here, laying it in. So he's actually using the colors. This is another very nice reference. This one does have a toned base. It's not his painting, it's somebody else's painting. And it's being, you know, worked on. Ryan, this is good for you to look at too, my brother. Okay, and then these are nice unfinished paintings, right? This is another waterhouse. It's laid in kind of boldly. There's a Bouguereau. It might be a study though, but you can see the pencil work. It's kind of toned in, and now in the real painting, he probably would be doing exactly the same thing and then start rendering with more form.
So like in the study, you just like you said, you did it in your painting class, and you showed us what you did in Clip Studio, and you were demonstrating like the background. We would just start with like the dark background color, and then start building on top of that with our other color values. But
are you talking about this?
Yes, like the sample that you did for the grass. You start with like a base color, and then you build on top of that, right?
Yeah, let me do a quick demo on that. I think it'll be helpful.